A time when my days felt heavy, even when the sun was shining brightly. Outwardly, things were fine, busy, but inside, I carried this secret, nagging weight. It was the sting of past mistakes, the quiet shame of regrettable words, the unspoken guilt of choices that had hurt. I believed these flaws made me fundamentally unworthy. It felt like an invisible barrier, keeping me from true peace, from connecting authentically. I saw it in others too. That subtle tension, that unspoken sadness, this feeling of being secretly broken and alone was our biggest problem. We were all trying so hard to be okay, but carrying so much in silence. Days blurred. I felt like I was constantly trying to fill a bucket with holes, pouring in effort, only for it to drain away. I saw others radiating joy, and I just couldn't grasp their secret. Then, one particularly low night, alone in the quiet hum of my room, scrolling aimlessly, I stumbled upon some old notes. A familiar passage, one I'd heard but never truly felt, seemed to jump off the page. I read it, and something shifted deep inside me. It said, "And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them." It wasn't a command. It was a declaration, a profound, gentle whisper that love wasn't something I earned. It simply existed, and not just as a feeling, but as a presence I could actually rely on. If God is love, truly, completely, then love wasn't about my perfection. It was His very nature, flowing freely, not because I deserved it, but because He is. And if I could just live in that love, just lean into it, then that divine love would live in me. This wasn't about earning, but about simply being. My inherent worth wasn't tied to my performance, but to this boundless, unconditional source. This realization was like a cool, refreshing rain on parched ground, washing away years of striving and fear. That night changed me. Slowly, gently, I began to practice living from that love, rather than striving for it. I started seeing my friends differently, not as people to impress, but as beings already bathed in this love. Just like me, my walls began to crumble, cautiously at first, then more freely. I found myself offering forgiveness more easily, not because someone earned it, but because I was understanding a love that forgave me. I started reaching out to others, not to gain something, but just to share the warmth I was beginning to feel. The problem of feeling unloved and disconnected wasn't solved by my efforts to be perfect, but by surrendering to the truth that love is, and by living in that truth, I found genuine connection and profound, lasting peace. If this story touched you, please like, comment, and share. Every interaction helps keep this message going.